Shakira is the most successful Latin American singer on the world pop scene. A songwriter, a philanthropist, and just a wonderful person. Today we'll tell you how Shakira reached the heights of fame and became a favorite of the public, thanks to her talent and hard work. Shakira, how the Colombian pop diva lives and how she spends her millions. Shakira Isabel Mebarak Ripoll was born on February 2, 1977, in the Colombian city of Barranquilla into a wealthy family. The future pop diva's father, William, is Lebanese, and her mother, Nydia, has Spanish and Italian roots. The future star is the only child in the family, but she has 8 half-brothers and sisters from her father's previous marriages. Shakira grew up a gifted child. At 1.5 years old, she knew the alphabet. At 3, she could read and write. And at 4, she was completely ready for school. The parents were proud of their daughter's achievements, so they decided to have her abilities tested by specialists, who after a series of studies, concluded that the girl was a child prodigy. Looking ahead, it is worth noting that Shakira's IQ is currently 140, which is an indicator of genius and a record among the stars of world pop music. In addition, she speaks 6 languages. The father owned a jewelry store, and in his spare time, he wrote various stories. He passed down his talent to Shakira, and at 4, she wrote her first poem. And at 7, she asked her parents to buy her a typewriter. Many of the girl's works form the basis of the now famous tracks. She was also fond of painting, so her parents predicted that their daughter would either become a great writer or an artist, but they were wrong. One day, 4-year-old Shakira found herself with her father in an ethnic restaurant, where a dancer performed a belly dance to Oriental motifs. The girl was so impressed by what she saw that she climbed onto the table and started repeating the moves, which caused a round of applause among the guests. Having received incredible pleasure from public attention, she decided she would become a performer. Shakira studied at a Catholic school, and as early as elementary school, took part in creative activities. At the same time, the girl enrolled in the school choir, although she didn't attend it for long, since the choir conductor once said that her singing was like the bleating of a goat. Fortunately, Shakira didn't give up and began to practice singing and dancing with even greater enthusiasm. At 8, the girl wrote the first song, Tus gafas oscuras, Your Dark Glasses, and dedicated it to her father, who wore dark glasses for years to hide his grief over his eldest son's death. It is worth noting that William is a wonderful father who spares neither time nor money for raising his children. However, for Shakira to learn to appreciate what she had, the man once took her to a local park to show how orphans live there. What she saw remained in her memory forever, and she decided that when she became famous, she would help those in need. She kept her word, but more on that later. At 10, Shakira won her first talent show, after which she started getting invites to various events in her hometown, where she earned initial public recognition. At one of the competitions, theater producer Monica Ariza spotted her and decided to promote the young talent. Monica organized auditions for the girl, and one of them was a success. The Colombian division of Sony Music signed a contract with 13-year-old Shakira. The singer's debut album, titled Magia, was released in 1991 and consisted of 9 songs written by Shakira. Even though the album was not commercially successful, the singer gained popularity at home. At that time, the young girl fell in love for the first time. Her partner was a neighborhood boy, Oscar Prado, but after several years, the feelings gradually died down. In February 1993, Shakira represented Colombia at a music festival in Chile, where she took 3rd place. Interestingly, one of the judges was 20-year-old Ricky Martin, who gave his vote to the girl. In March of the same year, the singer's second album, Peligro, was released, which turned out to be a commercial failure, just like the previous one. At that time, Shakira was disappointed in herself and decided to take a break from her music career to finish school. Since then, her first albums have been discontinued and are now considered not official, but rather promotional. After graduating from school, Shakira moved with her mother to the Colombian capital, Bogota. In 1994, she got the lead role in the series El Oasis, a Colombian reinterpretation of Romeo and Juliet, and even performed the title song of the telenovela. By the way, this was not Shakira's first appearance on the screen. She had previously had cameo roles in various TV series. At the same time, Sony planned to terminate the contract with the singer, but she presented the song Donde Estás Corazón, which instantly became a hit. And after that, Sony decided to give Shakira another chance and finance her third album, Pies Descalzos, which was released in 1995 in Latin America and a year later in the USA. The album skyrocketed to the top of the charts and sold more than 5 million copies. It included 11 songs, among which was the single Estoy Aquí.
Ahora estoy aquí, queriendo convertir los campos en ciudad.
In 1996, the singer went on an international tour and became the first Colombian to conquer the world. In the same year, Shakira received awards in the categories Album of the Year, Video of the Year, and the Best New Artist at the Billboard Latin Music Awards. In 1997, it became known that the singer was dating actor Osvaldo Rios. The lovers hid their relationship and practically didn't appear together in public. Even though the couple was called the most beautiful in Latin America, their relationship lasted only 8 months. Interestingly, at that time, Shakira was offered the role of Elena in The Mask of Zorro, which she refused, thinking she didn't speak English well enough. As a result, the role went to actress Catherine Zeta-Jones. In 1998, the singer's fourth album, Donde Están los Ladrones, was released, the title of which translates to Where Are the Thieves? Shakira came up with it after an incident at an airport when unknown people stole most of her belongings, including new song lyrics, which forced her to start working on the album from scratch. The album reached number 131 on the Billboard 200 chart and held first place in the US Latin Albums chart for 11 weeks. Among the 11 compositions, the song Ciega, Sordomuda was the most popular, especially among girls who started imitating Shakira's style by braiding their hair just like her. Since then, it has sold over 7 million copies worldwide and 1.5 million in the US alone, making the record one of the best-selling albums in Spanish in the States. In 1999, Shakira was nominated for a Grammy for the first time in the category Best Latin Rock or Alternative Album, and also the MTV Video Music Award in the category Favorite International Artist for the song Ojos Así, which she won. With the same song, the pop diva performed at the Latin American Grammy ceremony, where she was nominated in 5 categories, 2 of which she won. At that time, not only her music career was gaining momentum, but also her personal life. In 2000, Shakira began dating lawyer Antonio de la Rua, the son of the then president of Argentina. He became not only the singer's lover, but also her business manager. In 2001, Shakira released a live album recorded during her performance on MTV Unplugged, which sold 5 million copies. The commercial success was also solidified by the Grammy Award in the category Best Latin Pop Album. After reaching such heights, the singer decided to conquer the international arena. In the same year, she released her 5th studio and first English language album, Laundry Service, which included 13 songs, among which Objection and Whenever Wherever were particularly popular. The latter reached 6th place on the Hot 100 in the USA and not only made Shakira famous all over the world, but also became her signature song. Many fans were unhappy that their favorite singer had chosen American pop music over her authentic folk motifs. Nevertheless, the album received many awards and with more than 20 million copies sold, has become the most successful in her career and remains so to this day. At the end of 2002, the singer went on an international tour for 6 months, during which she gave more than 60 concerts in different parts of the world and managed to earn about $72 million. At the end of the tour, a live album, Live and Off the Record, was released, which reached number 1 on the Top Music Videos chart in 2004. In 2005, Shakira released her sixth album, Fiación Oral Volume 1, in Spanish. The album reached platinum status 11 times and won 15 awards, including the next Grammy. It has also become commercially successful. For example, in Mexico, the entire stock was sold out on the first day. Among the 12 tracks of the album, the most successful track was the passionate duet with Spanish singer Alejandro Sanz, La Tortura. In the same year, the singer's seventh album, Oral Fixation, Volume 2, came out, a continuation of the previous one, which included songs only in English. The album failed to achieve great success in the US, but the single Hips Don't Lie, featuring Wyclef Jean, was a smash hit, becoming the best-selling single in the last 10 years.
Oh, baby, when you talk like that, you make a woman go mad.
In 2006, Shakira went on to a concert tour that lasted more than a year and became the longest and most expensive in her career. The singer gave 116 concerts in 37 countries around the world. In 2007, the artist recorded a duet with Beyoncé, Beautiful Liar, which set a Billboard Hot 100 chart record. The single skyrocketed from 94th to 3rd place, which at that time was the biggest climb in the chart's history. At the beginning of 2008, Shakira ended up in 4th place in Forbes' ranking of the highest paid performers. A few months later, she signed a 10-year contract for $300 million with Live Nation, the largest concert organizer. The following year, Shakira starred in the TV series Ugly Betty, where she played herself. She also released her 8th studio album, She-Wolf, in which the single with the same name reached the top of the Latin American charts and achieved worldwide success. At the same time, it became known that the singer's personal life wasn't as smooth. And after 11 years of being in a relationship with Antonio, they broke up by mutual consent. During this whole time, the couple wasn't officially married. In many interviews, the girl has repeatedly stated that a piece of paper is not important to her. However, according to some reports, Shakira wasn't satisfied with the marriage contract, which her lover's father demanded her to sign. The concerns were not unfounded, because a few years after the breakup, Antonio sued the singer with a demand to pay $100 million compensation for his contribution to her music career. Fortunately, the court rejected the claim of the pop diva's ex-boyfriend. In 2010, Shakira launched her perfume line with 3 fragrances, S by Shakira, Dance, and Love Rock. And in the same year, the Colombian was honored to record the official song for the FIFA World Cup in South Africa. The groovy track, Waka Waka, was successful and reached the top 20 in the world charts.
This is Africa. Waka waka,
On the set of the video, the girl met the Barcelona defender Gerard Piqué, who fell in love with her. They were able to see each other for the second time only during a festive dinner in honor of the winning team. Piqué admitted that he won the championship not only for the title, but also for the sake of seeing the pop diva again. That's when the relationship started, but it became public only a year later. Interestingly, the lovers were born on the same day. Only Shakira is 10 years older than her partner. In the fall of 2010, the singer presented her 9th studio album, Sale el Sol, after which she went on an international tour. The song Loca was received the best by the fans.
and I'm crazy, but you make it. Loca, loca, loca.
In 2012, Shakira took part in the American show The Voice, replacing Christina Aguilera in the mentor's chair. With her appearance, the ratings of the show significantly increased, and the pop diva earned $12 million for her participation. Meanwhile, the artist's relationship with Piqué reached a new level. In 2012, Shakira moved in with her lover in Barcelona, and a year later gave birth to their son Milan. Family life made changes to the singer's music career. Due to the birth of a child, the release of her 10th album, Shakira, on which she began working in 2011, was postponed to 2014. One of the album's songs was reworked for the FIFA World Cup. and the track La La La, performed together with Carlina Brown, became the second anthem of the World Cup.
How dare you?
In 2015, Shakira gave birth to her second son, Sasha, and the following year, she voiced the gazelle in the cartoon Zootopia. Initially, her character looked a little different, but at Shakira's request, the gazelle's hips were enlarged. In 2017, the singer's 11th album, El Dorado, was released, the main hit of which was the track Chantaje, featuring Colombian singer Maluma. The record brought Shakira the third Grammy Award, which made her the only Latin American artist to achieve such results. In 2018, the singer went on a world tour, and in 2020, together with Jennifer Lopez, she performed at halftime of the Super Bowl, to which 103 million people tuned in. Today, the singer continues to make music and is working on another album. Recently, she presented the single Don't You Worry with Black Eyed Peas and David Guetta.
Gonna be alright. Everything's gonna be alright.
It also became known that in June of this year, the pop diva broke up with her spouse and they're now fighting for custody of the children. According to some reports, the reason was the numerous infidelities of the soccer player. Soon, Shakira plans to return to the USA. As of today, the pop diva's fortune is estimated at $300 million, which she earned through music, TV projects, and advertising contracts. Shakira appeared in advertisements for brands such as Pepsi, Activia, Pandora, Oral-B, Nokia, Sony Ericsson, Angry Birds Game, and many others. And last year, she sold the publishing rights to 145 of her songs to a British investment company. According to some reports, the transaction amount exceeds $100 million. The singer owns expensive real estate in different parts of the world. In 2012, together with Piqué, she bought a house in Barcelona for $5.8 million, where the star couple lived with their children. Orange trees grow on the terrace, and the house has several bedrooms, a living room, and a library. Before meeting the soccer player, Shakira lived in Miami. The singer bought the Snow White Villa back in 2001. A building with an area of about 8,600 square feet has a spacious kitchen and living room, 6 bedrooms, and a room for rewards. Outside, there is a terrace with a bar and a huge swimming pool. A few years ago, the singer put their property up for sale for $11 million. In addition, Shakira owns a house in Colombia, a villa in Cyprus, as well as the island of Bons Cay in the Bahamas. The latter was bought together with her friends in 2005 for $16 million. A resort area was supposed to be built on the site, but the business plan, the cost of which is approximately $485 million, has not yet been implemented. The pop diva also owns a collection of cars, including Audi A7 Sportback, Mercedes-Benz SLK 250, Tesla Model S, BMW X6, Audi Q7, and Mercedes-Benz SL 550 for $115,000. It is known that Shakira also owns a private jet. The singer spends a significant share of her fortune on charity. Back in the late 1990s, she founded a charity foundation where she sends 50% of her payouts to help orphans and poor families. One time, Shakira starred in a champagne commercial, and all of the $660,000 earned, she gave to the construction of 2 schools in Colombia and Haiti. She is also a UNICEF Goodwill Ambassador, and last year, together with Prince William, released the documentary, The Earthshot Prize, Repairing Our Planet. In 2011, Shakira received a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, and in 2013, she appeared in the ranking of the most influential women in the world. Barbie dolls were produced in her image, and a metal statue was erected in her native Colombia in honor of the pop diva. All of this suggests that Shakira managed not only to achieve commercial success in her music career, but also earn the love of millions. Do you like the Colombian singer?
Richard Gere, how the ladies' man lives and where he spends his millions. Richard Tiffany Gere was born on August 31, 1949 in a large American family of housewife Doris Ann and insurance agent Homer George Gere. Besides Richard, who was born the second, the Geres raised 5 children. The parents were educated but simple people and managed to give their children a happy childhood in the suburbs of New York. They tried to provide a balanced upbringing. There was room to communicate with nature because the family lived in a small rural town for creativity and sports. The future actor studied guitar with might and main, shown in the school drama club, and did gymnastics. After receiving a sports scholarship after graduation, he went to the University of Massachusetts to study philosophy and directing. At the same time, Gere dreamed of becoming a professional musician and saw himself as a world-famous trumpeter. These crazy dreams eventually prevented him from getting a degree. At first, he chased an opportunity to become a musician and then became interested in theater and dropped out of school. Finally settling in New York, Richard tried his hand at theatrical auditions, and one day he was lucky. In 1975, after a series of minor characters, he got the main role in the play The Killer's Head. On stage, he was blindfolded all the time, playing a murderer sentenced to death, which played into the hands of the young actor. At the time, he was extremely reserved and often got nervous, which hindered his skill. In this case, however, the audience heard only his voice, which literally mesmerized the crowd. The young actor was so talented that he was noticed by film producers. First, Gere appeared in such films as Report to the Commissioner, Looking for Mr. Goodbar, Days of Heaven, Blood Brothers, and Yanks. And then he got really lucky. The Hollywood handsome John Travolta refused the main role in the movie American Gigolo, and the job went to Gere with a fee of $35,000. Thanks to the role, he instantly gained a whole army of female fans. Not the least role in this was played by the fact that the actor had to act in some scenes completely naked. The image of the heartbreaker and the role of the lover boy was stuck to him, which over time began to weigh on him. 2 years later, Richard was offered the lead role, and again, ironically, the one that Travolta refused. The film, An Officer and a Gentleman, was a great success and won 2 Emmy Academy Awards
and was also recognized as one of the greatest romantic movies in history, according to the American Film Institute.
Should have warned you scuzzy female types though about the putrid dudes. Those are the ones that say they're wearing a rubber, but there's really a little hole bitten in the bottom of it.
Then, Richard's filmography was replenished with the movies The Honorary Consul and Breathless. And in 1984, he starred in the gangster movie The Cotton Club, directed by Francis Ford Coppola, in which the actor performed several parts on the trumpet, reliving his youth.
What is this, a kidnapping?
Would you like that? Because I think I'm up to it. You do move me. I don't know why, but you do move me. In unusual places.
Surprisingly, with a brilliant cast, a venerable director, and a whole galaxy of prestigious awards, the film failed at the box office. This did not prevent Richard from getting $2 million for the role. Next came the historical film King David, the drama Power, the action movie Miles from Home, the thrillers No Mercy with a fee of $1.5 million, and Internal Affairs. The real fame came to Gere when he approached the 40-year milestone. Richard didn't want to play at all in Pretty Woman, which was originally conceived as a drama. He didn't like the script, which was changed beyond recognition. He was tired of the roles that parasitized his heartthrob image, but his agent persuaded him to go to a meeting with the actress chosen for the main role, and Julia Roberts convinced him to agree. Experts still have trouble explaining the magic ingredient that made this trivial story a huge hit.
Did you really say $100 an hour?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, if you don't have any prior engagements, I'd be very pleased if you would accompany me into the hotel.
With $14 million invested in production, worldwide box office was $463 million. Perhaps the reason is the chemistry that arose on the set between the performers of the main roles, because, for the sake of a happy ending, the screenwriters had to rewrite the finale of the picture. Initially, Edward did not even consider climbing the stairs to Vivian like a prince from her sweet dreams. In the original story, the rich man pushed the girl out of the car, throwing money at her. That's how the movie was supposed to end.
Gere himself dislikes Pretty Woman for many reasons and emphasizes this in interviews.
So he was very pleased with the offer of the master of Japanese cinematography, Akira Kurosawa, who gave him a small role in his anti-war film Rhapsody in August. On the set, Richard had to speak Japanese, which he did not know. He had to memorize the lines by heart. The director was very worried that he would not be able to pay the Hollywood star for the work,
but Gere assured him that he would play for free.
As a result, the director paid him a symbolic amount
And also paid for flight tickets for Gere and even offered to buy tickets for his friends if they wanted to visit Japan.
Such a friend was Cindy Crawford, who had been his wife for a year. One of the most beautiful couples of that time was formed back in 1988, and in 1991, the official wedding took place in Las Vegas. The ceremony was very modest. It was attended by only 4 witnesses, and the rings exchanged by the newlyweds were made out of chewing candy wrappers. Many consider the wedding in Las Vegas a bad sign, and perhaps there is some truth in that, since the couple divorced in 1995.
Gere and Crawford chose not to make a tragedy or a performance out of this event.
It went quickly and quietly, after which everyone went their own way.
Gere's path at that time led him to Tibet.
He met the Dalai Lama and almost became a monk, but the actor had so much life energy that he didn't fit into the novice's secluded routine. Since then, he sympathized with Tibet with all his heart. Richard spoke passionately about the plight of the region wherever he could. At one of his political gatherings, he went completely wild, promising to fight the Chinese alone if Tibet wouldn't get protection. The speech caused a murmur in the room, and only one woman found the courage to turn the situation into a joke. She turned out to be American actress Carrie Lowell, the famous Bond girl from the movie License to Kill. Very soon, Lowell became Mr. Gere's second wife. In 2000, the couple had a son, whom they named Homer after his grandfathers.
Meanwhile, Richard Gere's film career was on the rise.
He managed to appear in such films as Final Analysis, in which he also acted as a producer and the band played on, Mr. Jones, First Night, Red Corner, and Primal Fear. For shooting in the detective movie Summersby and the drama Intersection, the actor received $5 and $7 million, respectively. And in the action movie The Jackal, he co-starred with Bruce Willis. However, the guys didn't get along very well, and they swore never to act together again.
Give over, Preston. Who are you really looking for?
A pro. Calls himself the Jackal.
Oh, that fella. Let me stream out.
By the way, Gere could have played the main role in the movie Die Hard, which he refused for some reason.
Meanwhile, the creators of Pretty Woman decided to make money by resurrecting the duet
Of Richard Gere and Julia Roberts in the romantic movie Runaway Bride.
The film was a success. It earned $300 million at the box office and brought Gere a fee of $13 million. Immediately after this movie, the actor flashed his dramatic talent in the role of a rich man who finds himself powerless in the face of his lover's illness and death. We are talking about the film Autumn in New York, where he co-starred with Winona Ryder.
You've got the hiccups.
Are you kidding? I would go with you in a heartbeat. You're fabulous.
Yeah?
But, uh-oh. Oh, dear.
It must be me.
Then the depressive mystical thriller The Mothman Prophecies and the drama Unfaithful were released, which together brought $30 million to the actor's bank account.
Another work of Gere in the early thousands was the melodrama Dr. T and the Woman about a gynecologist.
To better prepare for the role, Richard took the opportunity when his wife gave birth to their son. He studied the work of the maternity ward.
In 2002, the name of Richard Gere again rumbled around the world,
And the occasion was the release of the musical film Chicago.
I could be an awfully good sport.
Good, you got that out of your system. Now listen, you mean just one thing to me. You call me when you got $5,000.
The luxurious crime musical masterpiece astounded not only the audience but also the critics, who nominated it for 13 Oscars. BAFTA, Golden Globe, and Grammy Awards could not ignore the movie either. They literally showered the creators and actors of the film with awards.
Gere won the Golden Globe for Best Actor in a Comedy or Musical.
And by the way, the role of the creative lawyer could have gone to actor Hugh Jackman, who refused it, which he later regretted very much. Interestingly enough, the first film adaptation of Chicago was supposed to be made back in the 70s with Frank Sinatra, Liza Minnelli, and Goldie Hawn in the lead roles. In 2004, a remake of the Japanese romantic comedy Shall We Dance was released, where the actor rocked the dance floor with Jennifer Lopez and Susan Sarandon, with whom he was in a romantic relationship in the early 80s.
Beverly, dance with me?
I don't know how.
Yeah, you do.
No, I
Yeah,
don't.
you've been dancing with me for 19 years.
The actor devoted the following years to the films that did not receive much praise: Bee Season, The Hoax, The Flock, I'm Not There, The Hunting Party, and Nights in Rodanthe. The next takeoff happened only in 2009 when the actor starred in the incredibly touching, kind, and sad film Hachi, A Dog's Tale.
All right, come here. Okay, it's all right. Let's see your private car, all right? Go on. Stay. Go home. Go on. Go on.
While sentimental viewers around the world were crying their eyes out, its worldwide box office totaled more than 50 million. After the biographical movie Amelia, the crime thrillers Brooklyn's Finest and The Double, as well as a documentary about one of the teachers of Buddhism, Brilliant Moon, the film Arbitrage was released, in which Gere again co-starred with Susan Sarandon.
Your teacher was Mr. James. Mr. James said, world events all revolve around 5 things. M-O-N-E-Y.
Was this freshman econ?
That was a 5th grade econ.
Richard Gere was nominated for a Golden Globe for his performance. In 2013, the marriage of Gere and Carrie Lowell broke up when the woman found out about her husband's affair with a TV presenter of Indian origin. The separation this time was a difficult ordeal for Richard. His wife attacked him with accusations and draconian financial claims. But soon, the man met a new love. By that time, the actor had 2 unsuccessful marriages and a whole series of relationships of varying degree of seriousness. Uma Thurman, Kim Basinger, Priscilla Presley, Barbara Streisand, Diana Ross, and a dozen other Hollywood beauties dated him in different years. But it seems that now Gere has stopped in his search. At one of the film festivals, he met Alejandra Siva, a journalist and the daughter of a former manager of the Real Madrid football club. The 34-year age difference did not bother the mature Silver Fox at all. That's how he was nicknamed in Hollywood for his refusal to dye his gorgeous gray hair. And after 3 years of relationships, he led his beloved one down the aisle. A modest celebration took place in April 2018 in New York and gathered only a circle of the couple's closest friends. A year later, they had a son together, Alexander, and in 2020, another heir was born, whose name was not disclosed. Now, the actor can afford to stop thinking about money and choose roles exclusively to his liking. Recently, his filmography more and more often includes roles in the auteur and low-budget movies. Among them are the film anthology Movie 43, the dramas Time Out of Mind, The Benefactor, Norman, The Moderate Rise, and Tragic Fall of a New York Fixer, and Three Christs, the melodrama The Second Best Exotic Marigold Hotel, the thriller The Dinner, and the miniseries Mother, Father, Son. In January 2023, a comedy starring the actor, Maybe I Do, was released. Richard Gere's fortune is estimated at $120 million, which makes him one of the richest actors in the industry. He had advertising contracts with the Italian car brand Lancia, the Visa payment system, the brand of carbonated drinks Orangina, and others. He invested money in a small luxury hotel, Bedford Post Inn, which is located in the suburbs of New York. Guests can meditate, do yoga, and enjoy delicious dishes made from organic produce from the hotel's own farm. Gere himself and his family live in a spacious mansion located just an hour's drive from Manhattan, which he spent $10 million to renovate in 2020. The total area of the residential parts is more than 8,600 square feet, which consists of 7 comfortable bedrooms, living rooms, and a wine cellar. The couple also chose to buy a vacant plot with a swimming pool in the yard next door to expand their land to 34 acres. Experts estimate this transaction at $700,000. Until 2020, Richard owned another residence in Pound Ridge for almost 35 years. He bought it for $1.5 million and managed to sell it for $24 million. Charming, spacious colonial-style villa with an area of more than 10,000 square feet is complemented by a swimming pool and access to a pond. This deal was not the only one that Gere managed to profit from. He bought a luxury home in Southampton for only $6.5 million in 2006 and sold it for $36 million. Richard Gere also has urban real estate. Since 2016, he has owned an apartment in New York in the Gramercy Park area, worth a little more than $2 million. The property consists of 2 bedrooms and a living room, which the actor renovated and furnished according to his taste. It is reported that his friend, actor, and TV presenter Jimmy Fallon persuaded him to make this purchase. Until 2011, Gere had another apartment which he owned for more than 20 years and sold for $2.6 million. Now, the spacious and bright apartments can be rented by anyone for $20,000 a month. Richard Gere is a committed Buddhist and a life lover. He desperately fights against injustice and stands for the restoration of peace. in addition to fighting for the freedom of Tibet, because of which he was banned from entering China for life. He is engaged in environmental, health, and human rights issues, supporting many humanitarian international campaigns. He is also outraged by current events, even auctioned off one of his cars to donate the proceeds to charity funds to help victims of the war in Ukraine. A 1999 Jaguar XK8 collector's convertible was sold for $31,000. This gorgeous car has a 5-speed automatic transmission and an engine capacity of 4 liters. At the time of sale, the mileage was 31,000. In everyday life, the actor was seen driving an Audi RS6. By his age, Richard Gere has received everything one could dream of: 3 sons, a beloved and loving wife, fame, and wealth. It seems that the saying, "a good deed is never lost," finds direct confirmation in his life path. His motto is, stop treating yourself like an afterthought. Eat delicious food, walk in the sunshine, jump in the ocean, say the truth like you're carrying in your heart like hidden treasure. Be silly, be kind, be weird. There's no time for anything else. Do you agree with Silver Fox's statement? If you liked the video, leave a like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss anything interesting.